Hi, magandang tanghali. Ako po si Trixie Cruz-Angeles. Ito po ang aking bagong live. We're doing this now. So this is appearing on the Facebook pages ng personal account ko and the new Facebook page called Trixie Cruz-Angeles. So, medyo maano yan, ha? Uh, what we're doing is to do the lives here while our other account has been hacked. So we'd like to do this more often also. And just to introduce that we are now on two separate different Facebook accounts. Yung personal account ko, while we still don't have the the old one, the Luminous page back. And of course, we're also here on the new page, which is called Trixie Cruz Angeles. We will tweak that later on para mag-reflect yung Luminous name. Pero right now, we're still setting up and we need to know what happens dun sa other page namin. Magandang umaga kay Ma'am Janet. And so thank you very much for liking and sharing our new page. Uy, daming nanonood from our YouTube account. Maraming salamat. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Hi kay Edmond John Montebon, Joey Garcia, Avret Trinidad, Emily Ann Bacolod, Nenita Arago, Janet Ikeda. So, okay, what do we talk about? Well, it's going to be the weekend and maganda po yung, medyo maganda naman yung sara ng ating weekend. I'm sorry I'm wearing a face mask. Nasa labas po ako eh. Hi kay Chief Benitez. Hi kay Ma'am Sarah De Mesa. Alright, so what do we talk about? Sabi ni Live Life to the Fullest. Hi, he's watching from Toronto and Kenshin Himura is watching from, I don't know where. Hi kay Leo Greg and Peter. Well, what we'd like to primarily say is that we're not going to let certain small things like yung luminous hack to to slow us down or to bother us, di ba? If that happens, well, then we always get up and we will keep on going. Things like this shouldn't discourage us, shouldn't make us feel bad or anything like that, because if this was a deliberate attempt to take down an ongoing concern, then by by giving in, by being sad, by being discouraged, that only means that they win. So we don't do that. We'll just keep going. And please, wala na tayong mega ngayon. But no, let's not feel bad about the page. We have to keep moving on and we have to just keep disseminating information that is necessary for the public to know that's out there. So we start with SSS. So as you know, January 19, naging effective na po yung SSS increases. Now, for those who are worried about it, kung empleyado po kayo, then please understand that this is being borne by the employer. So now po, it's 14% of what they call the credit. And see, the credit it's a different computation. It's not based on salary, but something like a salary credit, which approximates the amount that you get in your salary. So about 14% of that, ito na yung bagong contribution sa SSS. But 9% of that 14% is going to come from the employer. So yung mga so this new increase, parang 1% lang naman. This new increase ay manggagaling sa employer. So and that's 9% of total contribution. That's 9% of the 14% that is contributed. The balance is contributed by the employee. Bakit necessary ito? Ayon sa SSS, it's para to make sure na tuloy-tuloy yung pondo. It's for the life of the fund itself. Hindi sa mag-i-increase yung benefits or anything like that. It's to keep SSS from dying. Kasi nga, for those who have already been contributing, madidihado masyado pagka namatay yung fund, di ba? After everything that has been that you have contributed to the fund, and as well as the employers. So papaalala din natin po sa ating mga employers na failure to pay SSS, the SSS contributions, carries with it a criminal penalty. Mabilis po ang prosecution sa ganyan kasi the records will be with SSS. So ang importante for everybody to remember is na monitor naman po ng mga empleyado yung mga contributions ng to SSS ng employers. There's an app that they provide for that. So sa mga employers, pinapaalala lang po natin, don't forget to always contribute your employees' SSS. Okay, para dun sa mga nagtatanong, yes, we have done everything that we can and we're waiting for Facebook to respond. Okay? Kaya nga sinasabi ko, we cannot talk about it so much anymore because there's not much information to give. Nahack kami and they have kicked us out of the account and now it is, well, it's not unpublished, but it cannot be seen right now. And what we want to do is to just keep moving forward. So alam ko na you feel bad about it, but we don't want to continue feeling bad about it. Kaya nga hindi na namin inaano. And we're not going to indulge in theories like pina-take down kami or anything like that. Kasi nga, it's dwelling on the problem. I do not want to dwell on the problem. Let's just keep on going as we have always gone forward before. Diyan na? Wala pa. Diyan na? Okay. I will be mobile again. Kaya para dun sa mga nagsasabi na, yes po, alam namin na nawala yung Facebook namin and we are making the announcement. So we have a new Facebook page, it's still in our name. Wala pa yung sasakyan ko eh. It's still in our name, it's Trixie Cruz-Angeles kung gusto niyo pong hanapin. So ulitin ko po huwag na po tayo mag-dwell on the negative. We can always keep moving forward as we normally do. Sabi ni Ma'am Marites, tanong ko lang po, okay, hold on. Tanong ko lang po, OFW ko, I'm 55 years old, pwede ko na ba hindi ituloy ang paghulog ko na hanggang mag-60 po ako? Sabi sa akin noon, 120 months lang ang hulugan, pero may nagsasabi naman na pwede ko pa din ituloy. Meron po kasi sila na after so many contributions, yun nga, but you will only get the bare minimum. Pero kailangan po ninyong pasabi yan sa SSS. Hindi yung basta na lang titigil kayo. Sabi ni Ricardo Alingmag, buti na lang di ako nawala as subscriber, I can still watch Attorney Pixie. Yes po. So ganito na lang, instead of dwelling on the negative, dun sa sa pag-hack sa account namin, wag po natin kakalimutan mag-like at mag-share, lalo-lalo na yung Facebook account namin. So dito kasi sa YouTube natin, maraming subscribers, so napaabot na lang po natin sa 100,000. Pero dun sa Facebook, we are starting over. So wag pong kakalimutan, there is a Trixie Cruz-Angeles page. Okay, at dun po kami nagla-live ngayon. We will tweak that later on to reflect the LUMINOUS Part 2 na page. Okay? So, tinatanong ni Joey ano yung outfit of the day ngayon. So, it's a dress. So, mahirap kasi ayan. Tapos, ayan yung sandals. Okay na. Masaya na kayo. Hi kay Patricia, Sarah Joseph Chiao. Good afternoon, sabi ni Nonoy Katil, watching from Davao City. Kay Ma'am Marites, salamat daw sa sagot. Okay. Always check po kasi sayang naman po yung contributions ninyo, konti na lang po. Hi kay Ma'am Hanilet at kay Ma'am Grace. Okay. Para sa amin kasi dito, we have to get angry about the things that where we can make a difference. That's why sometimes we criticize our government officials kasi in doing so, kung nakikinig sila, we might be able to effect some change or change certain things like ano ba to? Like policies in government, yung mga ganon. Baka yung mga pagpapatakbo ay magbago din. So doon sa hindi pa natin kayang pagbaguhin, nag-ayos na po kami, nagpadala na po kami ng reklamo sa Facebook para ma-reinstate yung aming account. And that's it, di ba? In the meantime, we will have to wait. So kung hindi po, wala naman po kami magagawa while we're waiting, mauubos lang po yung pasensya namin sa inis at sa galit. So we don't want to dwell on that. Ang request na lang po namin is paki-like and share itong mga bagong accounts namin. So hanapin niyo lang po yung Trixie Cruz-Angeles na page. And we will tweak that later on and change it to the LUMINOUS Part 2 na page para tuloy-tuloy po tayo. And we can still keep talking to each other and discussing governance policies. Sabi ni Pidge, kape at cornic po tayo. Opo so, Ang cute naman ni si Joey. Natuwa siya sa shoes ko. Ako din, actually, favorite ko tong sandals na to ngayon. I actually have a meeting at about a little after 12. I'm just waiting for my ride. Ang traffic kasi ngayon. Sabi ni David Lancaster, yung Spartacus sandals as per Karambola kanina. Actually, hindi ito yun. These are Chinese, more Chinese looking than they are Roman sandals. Um, Sabi ni Ma'am Hanilet, papuntang school ka na po ba? Hindi po. I only have classes on Thursday at patapos na po ang aming klase. So, nag-last meeting na po kami. And then we have one more meeting for the finals on February 9. So, kailangan handa po ako nun. So, sabi ni Rain Antonio, any news sa Luminous account, sayang. Sure naman, we're trying nga not to dwell on the negative. Nag-ano na po kami, nag-report na po kami, but it might take about 24 hours before they can act on it. So, parang awa nyo na. Huwag nyo naman dagdagan yung sama ng loob namin. We're already moving forward from that para po, hindi na, we just have to keep going. Eh. Ganun lang po yun. Kung tayo ma-defeat by looking towards the past, di wala na tayong pupuntahan. Di ba? Are we going to get stuck on that? Hindi po pwede. We have to keep going. Okay? Ah, sabi ni Joey Garcia, may question ako, meron bang nilabag ang mga FA about sa pagpasok nila ng sibuyas? Um, yes po, it's actually considered smuggling or technical smuggling or smuggling. Kasi pagka meron kayong hindi ni-report, your failure to report that you're bringing in something that might not be, that is, ina-ask yun dun sa customs form, di ba? Yung pag-lie ninyo dun sa customs form might be perjurious or misdeclared or non-declared yung mga pinasok. Now, normally, ang ginagawa ng customs ay kino-confiscate na lang yon at wina-warning sila. However, if the offense is serious, at kung kunwari palaganin nyo yung customs authorities, ang mangyayari niyan is mapapatawan pa ng assault on a person in authority. Tapos papatawan ng mabigat yung smuggling ay mga 6 months to 6 years po yung penalty nun, madadagdagan po yon. However, normally po, like I said, inaano lang yan. Ang ginagawa nila is they waive the filing of the criminal charges, confiscation lang po ang ginagawa. Okay? So, I think most people should take advantage, lalong-lalo na yung mga nasa YouTube, to ask the questions now kasi habang konti pa yung ating audience. But lalaki din po yan eh. And please, if we cannot dwell on it, and let's wait po for 24 hours to ma-reinstate yung isa. Kung hindi po siya ma-reinstate, we will just keep going. Ganun po ang ating philosophy. We will not dwell on the past. We will not say sayang. We will not do anything of the sort because then it would feel like we were defeated or meron silang nasaktan sa amin. Hindi po namin gagawin yon. Okay. So, as a matter of recap, dun sa mga pangyayari during this week, well, the president left for Davos. Ang dami ngayong mga nagsasabi, uy, ang konti lang naman ng dala niyang, ano ba yan? Mga kasama niya. Yung iba nagsasabi, ang dami niyang kasama, 70 daw, ganyan. As we explained earlier sa Karambola, ang point natin dito is, how can you say na malaki o maliit ang entourahe when yung purpose ng pag-visit niya is to get people to invest dito sa Pilipinas. So, ang magiging judgment natin on the success of the trip is kung meron tayong mga bagong mga nag-invest or tumingin dito sa sa ating mga sa pag-i-invest o magpasok ng pera dito sa Pilipinas or magpasok ng mga bagong industriya dito sa Pilipinas. That's how you will judge the success of this trip. So ang ibig sabihin natin dito is the success, we will not be able to determine that right away kasi syempre sa umpisa it will still just be promises or it will be yung mga titignan namin or it will be mga we're interested ganyan. Pero ang niyan is long term titingnan natin, within 1 or 2 years, meron bang nagtumitingin sa atin at meron bang nag-express ng interest doon sa pagpasok ng pera dito sa Pilipinas or pag-invest dito sa Pilipinas. Okay. Yes po. Thank you, Ma'am Patricia. Yes, I will buckle up. Thank you for the reminder. Kasi I have to transfer. Ay. Hindi pa naman kami maandar. I have to transfer seats kasi naglalak yung isang seatbelt. Yeah. Yung dyan, saan? Bakit naglalak yung seatbelt ko? Yung waist seatbelt na lang. Okay, so I'm using the waist seatbelt instead of the other one. Naglalak din yung isa eh. Oh. Ay, yun. Okay. Okay na, hindi na nakalak yung seatbelt. So, hindi po, wala pong mass reporting. We were hacked. Huwag naman po, saan kulit naman, no? We're trying to get over it, guys. Pwede bang, hindi na yung pampasama loob yung, you really want to talk about the hacking instead of this? Sabi ni sandali. Nag-ano na naman, nag-lock na naman. Bakit naglalak? Naka-apa ka ba sa break? Ayan. Ayan, kaya pala. Ayun. There you go. Thank you. Right. Ulitin ko po, yes, the Luminous page was hacked. We have reported it to Facebook and we have done everything that we possibly can for the time being to address the problem. Yes, we have installed the necessary security measures to protect these accounts. Okay? So, and we would like to move forward and just keep on doing what we have always been doing and not dwell on it. Okay? Sabi ni Ricardo, hi kay Raul. Sabi niya, I hope your new page is more secure and less bugs. Yes, sir. We have actually it wasn't hacked through through this. It's okay. We can't discuss it yet, but we know how it was hacked and all that, and all the security measures have been put in. But thank you very much for your concern. We do appreciate it. Okay. Quiz M, hindi po. Kay Ricardo Alingag, may basihan po na ang Makabayan Block na maghain ng reso na imbestigahan si PBBM sa dami raw ng kasama niya sa Davos. Wala po, because there are some things within the discretion of the President. Number one is kung sinong isasama because he will determine kung ano yung puntirya ng buong trip. So I think this is a little bit of grandstanding on the part of the Makabayan Block, or they're sending signals to the President that they are watching. Now sometimes if a leader is hesitant, magre-respond siya sa ganyan. But other leaders who are confident doon sa kanilang exercise ng discretion kung sino ang isasama nila at kung ilan ang isasama nila, then they will not be bothered by these things. Pero ang tanong nga dyan is, ano bang ifa-file ninyo? Hindi naman po yan graft and so on because this is on the discretion of the President. Sabi ni Ma'am Mia, lunch tayo. Thank you, Sir Raul. Thank you, Rain says, they're comparing with other rich countries daw, hindi present yung head of state, katawa. Well, like I said, this is the discretion. So, of course, we can question, no? Pwede naman, tama naman din yun, nagsasabi sila na, bakit ganito? Yung ibang mga heads of state, they didn't think it was that important, and so on. Well, our president thinks it was that important that he had to go. He had to go himself kasi meron pa rin siyang mga makakausap doon. For example, on the sidelines, para mahikayat sila o baka interesado kayo dito sa Pilipinas. Ganito na yung nagawa namin. We may forecast of very strong economic growth for this year and the coming years. And therefore, it's you might want to look at the Philippines as your investment destination. So, nasa sa presidente yan at merong assessment po na ginagawa ng DFA yan beforehand and the DFA and the DTI together to determine kung merong basehan po dito sa pagpapapasok na pagpupunta dito sa mga ganitong trips. And it is discussed before that. Sabi ni Joey, meron bang SOCMED influencers nagbibigay ng kanilang legal opinion to the point ng kine-question yung decision? Meron po ba silang pananagutan? Hindi po. That is what we call the exercise of the freedom of speech. Isang strongest suit ng ating saligang batas ay yung kalayaan natin magsalita at magpahayag. Ginagarantiyan ng ating saligang batas so that we can check our government. That is precisely the use of the freedom of speech para hindi nagiging excessive yung government natin. Kung hindi natin ki-questionin yung ating mga opisyales, magiging abusado yung mga yan. At ang pagka-question ay kahit tama po yung ginagawa nila. We're supposed to be free to criticize our government kasi tayo ang nagbigay ng power sa ating mga opisyal. And hindi ganun kadali bawiin yung power na yon. That's why the freedom of speech is guaranteed para maririnig tayo. Hi kay Sir Rene, umabot din daw siya sa live. Hi kay Ma'am Judah. Ma'am ba? Hi kay Sir Noel. Hi kay Ma'am Nenita. Sabi ni Peach, maingay lang sila. Sabi ni Ma'am Jean, wag niyong kulitin si Attorney Trix. Hindi naman sa nangungulit sila, pero yung iba kasi late na dumating. Sana po maging topic niyo ang House Bill 6522. Sir John, hindi po namin memoryado lahat ng mga House Bill, so if you give us a House Bill number, wala po kaming maikukomento dyan. Sabi ni Rain, block ba tayo sa DWIZ? Wala akong binablock. At least not lately, hindi ako nagbablock. Bihirang-bihira ako mag-block doon sa doon sa Facebook. Minsan nagbablock tayo doon sa sa YouTube, pero usually yun yung mga nagbabash ng mga hosts lalo na habang nagsasalita. Marianne, sabi niya hello from Hong Kong. Pwedeng makalampag ang DA at DTI, sabi ni Roel, kasi ang hirap mag-loan sa kanila. Ang daming requirements na hinihingi. Pwedeng hindi na ipadaan sa online. Salamat. Padala niyo po ako ng link kung saan nakalagay yung lahat ng mga requirements na yan at magtatanong po tayo sa DA at saka sa DTI. At tignan natin kung ma-interview natin yung mga tao doon. Sabi ni Judah, leaders around the world are interested to know our president because he's a Marcos. Amazed how after 3 decades, nakabalik sila and supported by VP Sara. Oh yes, I don't think that's an issue here. Yung issue yata is yung how much he spends. I don't think anybody really says that he shouldn't go on these trips. But recently, the question was how expensive are these trips? Are they going to Kasi yung how expensive, wala tayong basihan sabihin na ang mahal or ang dami ng kasama. Ang basihan natin dyan is dun sa returns. May purpose yung pagpunta niya, so kung pagpupunta siya doon ay ma-achieve yung purpose, then hindi po sayang yung pera. Hindi po ganun kadami yung pumunta. Yun po yung yun po yung that's how we measure whether the undertaking is too expensive or not. Di ba? So, pero pag sinasabi ng mga ng ibang tao, pag sila ay pumupuna, hindi naman din po dapat natin sila pinaparusahan kasi may guarantee nga ang freedom of speech. And isa dun sa pinakamalaking pinoprotektahan ng freedom of speech is the right to criticize our government. Let's pursue that point. Dun sa pagka sinasabi na wala bang parusa yung mga yan? Hindi ba dapat ganito, gawin natin itong mga to? Kasi iniinsulto nila yung presidente and so on. Meron kasing konsepto ng public figure. Kapag ang isang tao naging public figure, whether by fame or notoriety, mas mataas ang evidentiary requirement bago maging libel yung iyong batikos, criticism, or even, sometimes insults. Bakit? Well, the basic concept is, alam mo yun, you want fame, gusto mong sumikat, well, you be prepared for people to talk about you. Kasi you want people to know you, but you cannot stop them from talking about you. And therefore, kailangan malaki yung leeway natin for people who are in the public eye. Therefore, yung mga ganon, especially for public officials, criticism, even if it is unfair criticism, does not violate any law. Ang bawal lang is yung kapag paninirang puri na, meron ng, at saka base doon sa it is an untruthful statement na nakakasira. Now, for private persons, kapag, even if it is truthful, may defense po, may ano yan, pwede pa rin kayong ma-prosecute kasi kailangan malang public good na that will come out of bringing out something even if it is truthful. Sabi ni Rain, kwento lang pala ng isang kongresista. Dating presidente, naging congressman pala, humaharang sa pagbubukas ng BNPP. Clue, sisig. Yung trip sa Davos, it's making up for predecessor not visiting Europe. It's making up for the predecessor not visiting Europe. All right, but let's put also that in context. The President Duterte did not go to Europe. Bakit? Ang liit ng trade natin sa Europe. President Marcos goes to Europe possibly to expand our trade there. President Duterte did not have the luxury of assessing as to whether or not he has to go abroad or market the Philippines in Europe because nagka-pandemic in the last 2 years of his term. So, konting konteksto. Sabi ni Supark, nag-trending nga si Don kasi kasama siya. But we don't know. If I know sa Anton and si Ma'am Don, kasi Don ang tawag ko sa kanya. Mrs. Lagdameo would have paid for her own way. So, kahit kasama siya, okay lang yun. Especially, hindi pa rin naman natin alam kung sinong nagbayad. And the presumption is, since she's a private person, hindi gobyernong nagbayad yan. Siya ang nagbayad sa sarili niyang fare and all of her other expenses. Okay? O para sa akin, bakit hindi? As long as sila yung hindi pinakarga sa gobyerno, sa taong bayan, then what is the issue here? Sabi ni Page, billionaires kasama ni PBBM, nag-ingay lang yan. Well, on the billionaires, wala akong masabi because hindi maliwanag kung ano yung ginawa nila doon. We know what the president has been doing, di ba? Okay, ulitin ko po ha, the new page on Facebook is called Trixie Cruz-Angeles. Hindi pa po namin natatransfer yung pangalan ng Luminous because we still have to wait for Facebook's decision dun sa pag-hack dun sa amin. Ingat po kayo sa biyahe, sabi ni Noel. Of course, may meeting lang ako kaya lang ang traffic So for those, ulitin ko, for the foreign trip, kung merong mga family members na kasama, hindi pa natin sila, well, I don't think it's fair to criticize them unless we know for sure na karga po ng gobyerno yung kanilang pamasahe at yung kanilang mga yung kanilang board and lodging, kumbaga yung hotel and yung meals. The presumption is if they're private persons, hindi po gobyerno ang nagdala nun. So, I mean, let's be fair. Sinasabi natin, hindi dapat tayo tumitigil po muna sa ating gobyerno. Yun po yung garantiya ng ating saligang batas. But on the other hand, what good does it do if hindi fair yung komento natin? Hindi ako sanay ng kukonti lang yung questions. Yung mga taga-YouTube kasi kukonti yung questions. Tapos kukonti pa lang ang nag-aano sa Facebook. Right now, we're still growing the pages. Kaya po wala kayo ng matagal nag-live. Hindi po, nag-live po ako kahapon at nag-live po ako about few days ago. Natagal akong nawala because when I was in Davao kasi ang hina ng signal dun sa mga areas where we were going. Pero even then, nakadalawa o 3 live din ako doon na sa Davao kami. Is it a perk of the president or first family or at least the first lady sama sa trips or state visit? Yes. The first lady, pwede pong isama yan. There is a budget for the First Lady, for her to accompany the President on trips, or even to have an office. So dati, if I remember correctly, on personal knowledge, I know that President Arap's wife had an office in Malacanang, and I think, but the first gentleman under Mrs. Arroyo wala. So nasa discretion 'yan ng kung sino man yung presidente. Sabi ni Christopher, may COA naman mag-check kung ang kasama ay official or not. On some things, but there are some things na discretionary on the part of the president. Sabi ni Rain, maliban sa'yo, FL, VP at sa KFL at KVP, sinong nasa Malacanang ang pinakamaganda? Sa Malacanang, hindi ko po alam, hindi ko kabisado lahat ng mga employees or undersecretaries na nasa Malacanang. Pero kung babasihin lang sa cabinet, ilan na lang po kasi ang mga babae sa cabinet. So lahat sila maganda. Si DENR Secretary, si Ma'am Tony, at saka si DPM Secretary, si Ma'am Amina. Sino pa ba? Dati kasi, oo, sila na lang yatang dalawang babae ang natitira because si Clarita wala rin ako doon. Si Cheloy is there also kasi siya yung bagong press secretary. So, yun. Silang tatlo lahat maganda. Sabi ni Jim po Maralyag, mayaman at businessman ang mga kasama niya, no need to question kung isasama nila mga asawa nila. Hindi, ganito yon. Hindi sa mayaman o businessman, but if they are private persons, kung hindi sila mga government officials, then the presumption is that they paid their own way. Sabi ni Kuya Rhea, kaway-kaway sa mga late tulad ko. Ayun, si Christina Frasco. Oh nga pala, oh my gosh, I forgot si DOT Secretary. I am so sorry. Diyos ko, kaibigan pa naman yan si Ma'am Christina. So, yes, of course, sa lahat sila, para sa akin lahat sila magaganda. So, ito sabi ni Jose Silvestre, yung RTIA na mamahiya sa show nila, pwede ba silang kasuhan ng libel? Actually, yes, pwede, but you need to consult with a lawyer first for very specific facts that you will allege in your complaint. So, titignan po natin yan. It is also possible na baka nag-contribute sila sa sarili nilang pagpapahiya. So there are things that that need to be considered. Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin blanket lahat po ng pahiyain dyan sa show na yan ay maaaring magkaso ng libel. It will really depend on the set of facts. General rule, posible, but you need to consult with a lawyer for specifics. Si Gades po, sabi ni Ma'am Hanilet. Si Gades is an undersecretary. Hindi ko po siya sinama doon sa cabinet kasi ang boss niya is si Ma'am Amina. So ang kinakount lang kanina kasi ang tanong is sa Malacanang eh. So I'm assuming na isasama natin cabinet secretaries. Hindi ko kilala kasi lahat ng mga undersecretaries. Sabi ni Maximo Factor, paano tayo a-assess na sa yan kung puro travel lang ang ginagawa ng Pangulo at ang dami pang bitbit? Naintindihan ko po yung sentimento nyo. Believe me, I do. However, like I said, well, hindi naman puro travel. It's not like he's out there every day, no? For example, dahan-dahan pong inaayos yung issues natin sa agrikultura na matindi intense pala yung hulihan ng mga smugglers ngayon. Ang problema nga is that when you focus on one sector of the problem, then the other sectors na kailangan tutukan, let's say ng DTI, ay nahahalatang hindi nagagawa. So yung trade, yung issue dyan ngayon sa sibuyas. But on the agriculture side, yung pag-i-enforce ng DA dun sa against smuggling and yung pag-i-enforce ng customs against smuggling also ay inasikaso naman ng ating Pangulo. But ang kailangan na lang tutukan or hampasin ng konti ay yung trade aspect, yung pagbibili at pag-hoard ng mga traders natin. And part of the solution to that one is to upgrade the law, to amend the law. Sabi ni Christopher, maalala ko lang kahapon, cute niyo po sumigaw po. Grabe. Talaga, voice ba yun? Nakakahiya nga eh. Ah, Secretary of Education VP Inday po ang pinakamaganda, sabi ni Ricardo Alingag. We don't discount the First Lady and si Ma'am Amina and all that, but I understand kung bakit pinakamaganda para sa iyo si Ma'am Inday. Nahihiya kasi ako dun sa ibang mga cabinet secretaries at kay First Lady to yung alam mo yun, magde-decide ka. Buti na lang hindi ako judge sa beauty contest. Mahirapan talaga ako. Sabi ni Ma'am Grace, fair yung commentary ng mga attorney. Well, because we have to consider all sides, di ba? Sometimes, meron kaming sariling opinion at minsan i-express namin yon, but we want to keep it in the realm of fairness, kumbaga. Di ba? 6 years ba pabalik-balik sa abroad ang presidente? Sabi ni Eric. O ngayon lang to na nagpapakilala lang siya sa international community. Mas gusto ko kasi nagpo-focus si BBM sa mga problema sa bansa. That's an interesting observation. We don't know how long he's going to be doing this. I am assuming that at some point sasabihin niya. Kasi yung most of these trips, ang pagkakaintindi ko, they were already planned in advance. So, tingin ko, it will taper off eventually. Kasi magbebenta siya, kumbaga marketing. Tapos babalik siya dito, ayusin yung ibang mga quirks, the things that that have to be addressed. And then, yan. It doesn't mean naman kasi na pagka umaalis ang presidente, tumitigil ang trabaho. While he is abroad, he is appraised of what is going on here. I mean, this is the 21st century. When he leaves, that doesn't mean he doesn't know what's going on here. Iba lang talaga kasi for politicians, yung nakikita sila ng kanilang constituents. They are assured. Pero, di ba? Kasi kahit si Presidente Duterte, when he was in Russia, he was appraised of what was going on. Nangyari yung Marawi, nag-uwi siya kaagad. So, that's my point, is that dun sa leaving doesn't mean that he stops working. Sabi ni Christopher Rush, curious lang, lagi bang naiiwan ang VP pag nagta-travel ang president abroad? It's a matter of, not necessarily, as long as there is somebody in charge. Pero it is a matter of good discretion na ang atin sa hotel side. Hotel side. Sa hotel. So, kasi somebody of the rank of the vice president is here to take care of things while the president is gone. And if anything should happen, the president is delayed, the president gets sick or is otherwise unable to dispense his functions, then the vice president is already positioned. Ayun, sorry, medyo naantala ng konti. Ayun. Sabi ni Ma'am Grace, si Lenny never naging caretaker. Yes, kasi the president has the discretion to determine who will be in charge while he is gone. At kailangan kasi mahalaga po yung trust ng Pangulo dun sa pagmamanage ng mga bagay-bagay habang wala sila. Sabi ni Ed, binibenta ni PBBM ang Pinas to get more investments. He knows his secretaries like VP Sara are doing their jobs. Like managers of the bank, they always go out to market, not just stay in the office to sign documents. Yun. Okay? So, but is it wrong for people to criticize the number of people that the president brings and so on? No, of course not. It is part of it is just the public expressing itself, expressing concern. So wag rin po tayong magagalit kapag may mga taong nagtatanong, o ba't ang laki ng entorahe? Bakit ganito? Bakit kasama yan? And so on. In some instances, kulang lang po talaga yung impormasyon. In other instances, talagang concerned sila. Are we managing our finances well? Kasi kung pumasok ang investments, then it's good. If hindi pumasok, if the president has proven not to be a good salesman, then yes, medyo magre-reklamo ang ibang mga tao. So there's nothing wrong with questioning it. Like I keep saying, this is part of the freedom of speech. Hindi po kailangan magbardagulan over that. Ang ano nga lang is, what we don't want is people saying na hindi, maliit lang yung entourahe, hindi malaki lang yan. Because big or small is going to be determined with how effective the group is in bringing in the investments. Kasi yun ang punteriya ng trip. And so it won't be that it won't be, it's not an issue that will be resolved right away. Right? So, ang ayoko lang kasi talaga yung unfair. Kasi magiging unfair lang yan pagka mali-mali. Or like, there are people saying na kailangan, hindi pwedeng i-criticize yung mga yan. Ay, dito na ako sa may meeting ko. Hindi pwedeng mag-criticize because this and that. As citizens, we are allowed to criticize. Always. Pero sana fair yung criticism natin. So, dito na po ako sa meeting ko. Maraming salamat sa hi po. Sa sumubaybay dito sa live I'm at Desyang kasi meron ako meeting dito. So, I'll get back to you. Magla-live ulit tayo later this evening. Dadalasan po natin para maka-catch up po yung mga nasa Facebook para makalipat po sila dito sa bago nating kaya ba ng Pinas magkaroon ng Air Force One gaya ng Amerika? Well, we'll have to compute magkano po ang maintenance yan and how often it's going to be used. So maraming salamat. I have to go to our meeting. Thank you very much, everybody. Don't forget to like and share the new page.